Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Madals, and well, this is another StarCraft 2 England cast, and it is a game from the Razor Replay Pack of the Week, and it is starring the one, the only, LiquidSea, the new boy on the Liquid block, who has just beautifully impressed me. I'm casting all of his replay pack today, and well, I'm only on the second game of it, I'll give that much away, but the first game against MC, oh my god, this guy is a complete beast. He is awesome, so yeah, I already kind of had a bit of a man crush on him, and now it's just insane. He's a complete baller. Anyway, he's up against FnaticAres, of course, the blue Protoss player in the top left. LiquidSea's the red Terran in the lower left position. The map is in Tomb Valley. They're in the vertical position, so not cross spawn. And yeah, I'm looking forward to how this goes down. Obviously, being a TvP, it's a fun matchup. It's really, really exciting. There's lots of different options. You get 1-1-1, you can get quick expansions, you can get Marine Mord and Medevac, you can get obviously Vikings, Ghosts, Colossi, Archon, Zealot, you can get so much. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really nice matchup with lots of different options. Nothing, in my opinion, is too overpowered, but I'm sure there's some people who disagree with me on that. But generally, it's a nice matchup. I like watching it. I think it's very, very fun. And I think the reason it's quite a nice matchup is it's quite easy to follow in the sense that both races have a similar mechanic. I mean, obviously when you look at Zerg games or any matchup with the Zerg in it, the mechanic of their producing units is so much different to the other two races that it can make it a bit harder to follow, a bit harder to work out who's ahead, etc. But obviously mirror matches go to the other extreme, that it's just too similar, whereas PvT, I think it works out really nicely. It's a really, really fun game. They're different enough to make it interesting, but not too crazy. Now, obviously, in terms of opening, well, so far, out of Ares, we've got the 1 gate, 1 gas, we probably didn't see a 1 core, and that usually follows up with an expansion. That's the normal way we see things go down. Obviously, for C, well, he's got no gas yet, he's got that racks down. I'm thinking the most likely thing we're going to get out of here is a 1 racks command center opening, which is very, very strong, puts you in a great spot in the mid-game. But obviously, that could all change. Or Wednesday, obviously, there's the option of throwing down another barracks, going for like some kind of 2 barracks play. But again, that's not as likely in my opinion, just due to the fact that he's got enough money there, and you typically would go for kind of an 11-11 2 racks play if you were going to do that. Now, looking up here for Ares, he's, well, in a good spot. He's happily getting down his cybercore. Got the second gas though, so obviously that second gas means that we will not be seeing any kind of fast expansion. But see, seen all that, he's still getting up his command center, that SCV, happily looking around, being like, okay, I see you got 2 gas. Now, obviously the 2 gas, that means that there's some other options available. We can start looking into the way of thinking about, okay, is it going to be 1 gate robo? Is it going to be some more tech heavy pressure? Are we going to see quick blink stalker play, etc.? There's lots of different things you can see, and of course on this map, because they're in the vertical position, the rush distance could be quite quick, especially if you have blink stalkers with an observer. You can come up there and blink in, but it's not the best map to do it on in my opinion, so I don't know what we'll see. We do have the Twilight Council coming down, so perhaps just a very, very fast blink play. Looking here, that engineering bay half done, just blocking an expansion that isn't going to be going down, but it's of course delaying that stalker. It also gives scouting information, and that's what you've got to think. If that stalker is attacking that engineering bay, you know it's not coming to attack you, which is actually a really, really big tell of what's going on. And that SCV isn't going to manage to get in, because that would be absolutely brilliant. I don't think it's going to be able to scout the Twilight Council though. Probably going to get picked off before, which is a bit unfortunate, but the important thing is he has seen that there's nothing up front, so again, that's just a bit of a help that he probably would have seen some more gateways if they were coming down. Looking here, see he's grabbing up 2 more barracks off the back of this. He's getting his double gas up. Everything absolutely perfect. This is the precisely correct follow-up to this build. You get up the command center, 1 racks command center, double barracks, double gas afterwards, and it's just strong, it's very nice. There goes down the expansion for Ares, so this going really nice at the moment, and a Dark Shrine coming out. It's going to be a DT rush, which I wouldn't have predicted, but does it get scanned? Is it seen? Oh my god, no, the Twilight Council is, but the Dark Shrine just out of range there. We'll see, put the 2 and 2 together and think what it could be. Well, he'd have to chuck down an engineering bay quickly in order to get the missile type for the detection out, but will we see it? There goes the engineering bay. Is he going to do it? Oh my god, this will absolutely shut down the plate should it be able to get down in time, which I really think we may see right now. Of course, this Twilight Council doing nothing or researching anything. It's purely there just to get those DTs out, and if a missile turret goes down, well, DTs then become useless. There is a proxy pylon on its way down. Another pylon here allows for quick warp-ins as well, and well, see, I really hope for his sake that he chucks down the missile type, because that will make this game a lot more interesting, and he does! He deduces from what he's seen exactly what's going to be going down like a complete boss, and Yeah, we're now into a point of the game where really Ares, if he overcommits with the DTs, then he's in problems. Anything over really about 2 is going to be a problem. But for the moment, he's just warping in the 2 DTs. The missile tide has been seen, and those DTs are going to get completely destroyed. I mean, I believe that the Stalker did see the missile tower building, so he should probably just not bother with the DTs. Keeping them out of the front's fine, it's a bit of detection. Pull the other one back, morph them into an Archon. There's no point in trying to send them in where they're obviously going to die. Now, obviously, how Ares transitions out of this is going to be important. He's got quite a lot of workers at the moment, and obviously he's doing loads of the gas, he's clearing out those rocks. C should be ahead in terms of the worker count slightly, he is, but only by 2 workers, but obviously mules as well factor into that. Looking around, he's getting up his 3rd gas, he's getting up a factory now. That's just going to be to power on, to basically tech up to the starport and power add-ons. We've got the barracks here, getting 2 reactors up, just the 1 tech lab, getting combat shield, interestingly. So he was clearly gearing up for some early aggression. That's the only reason you tend to usually go for combat shield as opposed to stim first, is if you're trying to deal with really early aggression. This DT should be able to get some kills here, or at least weak quite a lot of the army, but there goes a scan, which, again, forcing a scan for 1 DT isn't necessarily a problem, to be honest, because, well, it just means that your opponent's got 1 less mule, and another scan force. This is always going to be very, very annoying. That pylon should be able to get taken down. The 1 Marauder in there really helping add into the damage to the buildings. We do, of course, now have the Gateway, the Twilight Council, and, of course, the Templar Archives on their way, so High Templar, great choice, obviously getting the Storm down, ready to deal with that larger infantry with Storms. We should see, kind of in about the next 5 minutes, a Robo Bay started, and obviously going up to Colossus tech as well, because High Templar and Colossus serve different purposes. While they both do splash damage, Storm deals a lot more damage in a shorter amount of time, but it's harder to sustain that damage and really finish off units with it. So you do need that supporting splash damage from the Colossus as well, and you're seeing a lot of Protoss players at the moment get usually around 3-4 Colossi to probably about kind of 6 High Templarish in their army is a really nice way to deal with the Terran infantry. And it also means that the way the Terran spends their money is very important. And typically, a very common thing you'll see is that Protoss players will get out 1 Colossus and then immediately start going to High Templar. The Terrans see that, pump out loads of Vikings, get like 8, 10, 12 Vikings, and then suddenly they pick off the Colossus instantly, but then a lot of their supply is taken up with a unit that is effectively useless against the rest of the army. These DTs just getting extra work out of them purely by just starting to attack units, forcing all of these scans, and it is a large number of scans. We've got the 3rd command center on its way down here for C. The first 2 medevacs are out. He's getting more barracks up here. He's getting the +1 Terran infantry armor. He does have the +1 Terran infantry weapons done already. No upgrades as far as I'm aware at the moment for Ares. He's got nothing coming. He's got charge on its way. So that charge is really, again, it's pigeonholing you a bit into kind of Zealot Archon in terms of the playstyle. That factory going to allow that pylon to get picked off yet again, which is a nice little win, to be honest. And yes, the Stalkers will come over, but the infantry is going to be there in time just to really pick off that pylon, which isn't huge damage, but it's irritating. And if we look at the loss tab at the moment, C engaging about 5 times more cost effective than over its opponent. Some good Storms go down, not quite completely on the money, but again, any damage you get at this point is good. It's obviously going to help you in the later engagements. We've got pylons down absolutely everywhere. We've got probes coming up absolutely everywhere for the moment. And just taking a look around, we've got, well, 2 more tech labs coming onto these barracks, so starting up a bit more Marauder production, ready to help deal with those High Templar. And obviously start Ghost production once the Ghost Academy's down, which is good. Obviously having a bit, the Marauders are slightly better because they just have a bit more tankability to them, obviously being 125 health over 55, and well, they do also do well against Stalkers. And yeah, we'll just wait and see how this all goes down, to be honest. I mean, the one thing that it's really missing from Ares' army is the upgrades, but he is forcing so many scans, which is lots of money. If we look at the work count, 55 to 49, so to be honest, C is still ahead, and he is taking his 3rd base now. It's already landing down there, so that is a nice little advantage, but there's a pylon blocking, which is irritating. The 3rd base on the way down here for Ares, who's getting some really nice Storms off here, and that is a big, big Storm, doing huge amounts of damage. But the High Templar now warping into Archons, and, well, these Zealots, they're going to have to do some nice damage. Some Zealots coming from behind, which is absolutely beautiful. Of course, charge is done, so they will close that distance very quickly, and with the Archons in front, this should all get cleaned up incredibly quickly. The medevacs taking some hits as well. You want to try and pick off the medevacs, because they do take quite a long while to get up in number, and of course, if they start falling, well, the infantry becomes a lot less useful. The SCV's trying to take out that pylon hidden down here, gonna get some help from some Marauders any second now, really speed things up in order to pick that off. Now, the important thing here is obviously Ares just with pylons absolutely everywhere. It's beautiful. This factory is, of course, seeing everything. Knows the 3rd base is up. That doesn't really matter. And this game is actually getting really pretty close. The 2-2 upgrades coming down for C at the moment. Still no upgrades at all for the moment for the Protoss player apart from Charge, which could be a problem. We'll wait and see. Obviously, the Ghost Academy on the way down for C. He could really do with that now. Those Ghosts are going to be so essential to deal with this force. But in comes most of the army. The 2 Archons doing huge amounts of damage. Good stutter step Michael at the moment. Now C, who is really trying his best to make this army work. But these High Templar coming in from behind, and those storms could start becoming bad times. A good storm there, and it's really keeping the Terran back slightly more. Another good storm. It's causing lots of damage. The worker line getting absolutely decimated at the 3rd base for the moment by those zealots. And well, if you get good damage off here, when you really start noticing it, because if we look at the workers, suddenly Ares is now ahead. Well, the Optical Command shouldn't go down with only the 1 Archon and 1 Stalker shooting at the moment, but of course, a lot of Zealots there at the moment. The factory scouting a lot for C, just to see what's going on, but obviously, looking around, it's looking quite difficult. Ares playing really, really solidly. Those Ghosts really need to be out. The Ghost Academy is finished, but they haven't started producing. Obviously, the Ghosts needed for the snipe on the Archons, and also the EMPs are very, very strong against Protoss. Looking here, we do have those Marines and Marauders pulling back, but the SCVs are getting pulled, and that is really never a good sign when you have SCVs pulled. They are literally there to soak up damage and die, trying to stay alive, and it does look like C will be able to hold off this push for the moment, but at what cost? Well, Ares, he is still now, well, he's getting very far ahead in terms of the worker count. 21 workers ahead, and even mules can't help you catch up with that. But on the plus side, C, he is still in the game. He does still have a good amount of armies. Army supply, I'd imagine, is a lot higher than Ares. It is indeed. So obviously Ares now needs to start thinking about getting all of his units back, but he's got a good amount of money, an awful lot of minerals sitting there. He's just about to finish up the +1 ground armor. The +1 ground weapons are queued up afterwards. The 1-1 upgrade's already done, of course. We see the 2-2 about to kick in any second. 4 Ghosts on their way out, so that's good enough. This is really where Ares needs to be thinking, hey, tech switch. Because obviously, if you get too pigeonholed, then your opponent will start building precisely the right things to counter you, which is Ghosts in this situation. And as a result, we really need to see Ares start thinking about, okay, I need to get my robotics facility down, my robotics bay, in order to start getting out some Colossus, to bulk up this army, force my opponent to make some Vikings. Otherwise, I'm just so pigeonholed into what I'm doing that it's just going to really, really damage me later on. We do have the Mobius reactor coming down as well here. Now, this factory is apparently just surviving forever. Just chilling, just looking at everything going on. Good cannon placement for the moment. I mean, these bases aren't going to be too hard to push, but obviously neither player looking to be really in a position to move out from getting 3 bases. That DT trying to get taken down by SCVs, the 1 Marine there as well, but that DT getting a good number of kills actually, so that again really, really nice. In terms of the worker kill count, 24-1. So C only killed 1 worker to the 24 he's lost, which again is not a great point. If we look at the worker count though, he is slowly starting to catch up. Obviously the mules help a bit. They're keeping, well, not a massive difference, but obviously helping. We do see the push coming into the 3rd though, and this could be the massive counterattack. There's really just a couple of High Templar and an awful lot of Zealots. The Ghost there as well for the moment. They're getting, well, a couple of shots off. They don't want to go down too quickly. The High Templar gets sniped out, and that prevents, of course, those storms. And look at how well C is going right now. There's just not enough army here for Ares. And there is the well played. And C, in what was a beautiful comeback. And he really timed that push well. Great snipes and everything, so congrats to him. But that was a pretty close game. So guys, if you did enjoy that, please subscribe. I get new top level games up every single day of the week. Yeah, like the video, leave a cool comment, and yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow for yet another new game. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.